Good afternoon. I am Dr. Eric Klein, Assistant Provost, Doctoral Research and Student Success at American College of Education. Welcome to the American College of Education Doctoral Hooding Ceremony. Whether you are celebrating with us here on site or through our live stream and virtual experience, we are excited to be able to commemorate this significant milestone today. Everyone, please join me in applauding American College of Education's graduating class of 2024. Please stand if you are able and remain standing for our national anthem led by Ein Engel.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you. Please be seated. It is my honor to introduce the members of the Platform Party, and I ask them each to stand and remain standing as they are introduced. Jordy Hyland, President and CEO. Dr. Jody Fikema, Chief Academic Officer and Provost. Dr. Ivan Joseph, Keynote Speaker. Dr. Lester Fowler, Assistant Provost, Healthcare Professions. Dr. Scott Bailey, Assistant Provost, Education Professions. Dr. Crystal Newman, Assistant Provost, Business Professions. Dr. Sarah Reichert, Director of Doctoral Research. Dr. Catherine McKay, Chair, Department of Professional Educational Studies. Dr. Jason Cohen, Chair, Department of Leadership and Administration. Dr. Byron Barton, Chair, Department of Healthcare. Mark Pollack, Senior Vice President, Learning Products. Dr. Natalie Pelham, Vice President, Human Resources. It is also my honor to welcome several of our esteemed faculty present with us here today. Please stand for us to be able to recognize your role in each of our graduates' journeys. Thank you, and please be seated.
Good afternoon and welcome. Along with the American College of Education faculty, staff, and alumni, please join me once again in extending a hearty congratulations to our doctoral candidate class of 2024. It is a privilege to stand here today with you and your families and friends as we honor you and your amazing accomplishments. Today, we mark a very special moment in that journey as you receive your doctoral hood and celebrate the attainment of this goal. Let us take a moment to thank all who have supported you through all the long nights and weekends, the never-ending editing, the moments of frustration, and perhaps most importantly, the exhilarating insights when you had breakthroughs in your research. Doctoral candidates, please stand and face your families and friends and express your gratitude for their support. I now invite, certainly they've played a very pivotal role in all of your educational journeys. I now invite Jordy Hyland, President of American College of Education, to give his remarks.
Welcome and congratulations again to all the graduates. Before our doctoral candidates cross the stage, I wanted to offer a brief explanation of the regalia you see today. Only 4.5% of the United States population has achieved what you have achieved, earning a doctoral degree. Yes, so be very proud. This is a significant achievement and represents so much dedication, sacrifice, and commitment. Hooding is a time-honored academic tradition where we publicly recognize your achievement as a doctoral scholar. This is truly the moment of a lifetime, and hopefully one that you will never forget. With the designation doctor comes honor and responsibility. You now join the highest educational ranks of your professions, and we know that you will take this responsibility seriously and represent yourselves, your families, your communities, and our beloved institution with the utmost integrity and grace. And now it is my esteemed honor to introduce our keynote speaker, Dr. Ivan Joseph. Dr. Joseph is an internationally renowned speaker, best-selling author, award-winning performance coach, and accomplished leader. He was named by Forbes as one of the 10 best TED Talks. Dr. Joseph holds a PhD in psychology and has served as Vice President, Director of Athletics, and faculty at 4 North American universities. While serving as professor and coach at Graceland University, Dr. Joseph developed the soccer team from the ground up, leading both the men's and the women's teams to #1 national rankings, and was named National Coach of the Year. He spent a decade as Director of Athletics at Toronto Metropolitan University, where he helped lead his department and the university to national prominence. There, Dr. Joseph spearheaded the landmark $100 million renovation of the historic Maple Leaf Gardens, and he led TMU teams to win their first provincial and national championships, the first in the university's history. Dr. Joseph has coached world champions and Olympians. His research and leadership have focused on understanding how self-confidence and cohesion drive performance. And now he uses these skills to lead high-performing businesses and individuals around the world.
Not an endorsement for Apple. It's one of my favorite commercials. Did anybody recognize some of those folks? The Amelia Earharts, the Thomas Edisons, the Malcolm X, the Martin Luther Kings. They're pretty successful, eh? But why that video speaks to me is because of all the failures those folks had along the way. About all the people who told them they were delusional, it can't happen, it's not gonna work. Yet they persisted. I'm gonna kind of throw a different direction here. This is a day to celebrate you folks. It's an amazing accomplishment. This is as good as it gets, folks. You're gonna go out into the workplace and somebody's gonna come at you. They're gonna say, this job sucks that you're doing. You're gonna get fired, definitely. I've been fired. You're gonna be told that you can't happen. And some of you are going to want to give up. And I want to remind you of this video when that comes out. Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs and the square holes, the ones who see things differently. Imagine when Edison said, I hear and think that there's voices that are coming out here. I think I can put them, you can't see this sound, but I think I can put it on a plastic disc and then turn a horn and make it come out and make noise. Are you crazy? You know what? We can change people's minds. I know people are punching us and beating us up and putting us down, but we will not raise a fist. We will turn the other cheek, and we will make them change through nonviolence. Are you crazy, Gandhi? I want to fly an airplane. Women don't belong out of the house. No, I want to fly an airplane across the world. I want to be something different, Amelia Earhart. Over and over and over again. How were those people able to achieve success? What was it that drove them to their greatness? And we're likely to think it's the technical skills, it's the policies, it's the process, it's the systems, it's this training. But I want to remind you that is true, but it must be paired with this magical ingredient, the skill of self-confidence. Genuine, unwavering belief in yourself. When somebody comes at you and tells you you're not good enough, stop it. When somebody says this isn't, it's not going to make it, you don't give up, you don't quit, you persist. I use the skill of self-confidence because it's not some magical ingredient that you're bought with. It's something that you can train and develop. And it's not just for you graduates, it's for everybody out there. In the virtual world, in the balcony, in the far left, and the far right, we can train this. But how? It's not like you were sitting at a Celine Dion concert one day and all of a sudden, you know what, she can't go on. And all of a sudden, it's like, oh gosh, you know what, I saw Titanic, I got this, let me take it out. Woo, lead me, Leonardo. Delusional. Self-confidence can come, but it must come with a few tricks of the trade that we can practice. Number one, repetition, repetition, repetition. We can't just wake up and magic our way there. We have to put in the work. We have to put in the effort. We have to be intentional and diligent and weather the dip. Whenever we try something new, we stink at it. Most of us are going to fail, and a lot of us will say, I'm not trying something new, it's embarrassing, I don't want to be there. But I want to remind you about how repetition works. How many folks out there dry stick shift? Oh man, there's not that many. Okay, remember how many people have their license? Okay, all right, this is a younger crowd. I want to remind the folks that drove stick shift. Remember the first time you pulled up to a stop sign with a slight hill and a car behind you? Vroom, vroom, vroom. Why are they so close? Why are they so... How about the first drivers when you had to make that first left turn? Oh my God, I can't do it. Oh my God, I can't. I'm just going right. I'm going the long way around. Right? Now when you're thinking about the stick shift or making that left turn, you're thinking about everything else. Not all your attention and your focus is on that task because you are willing to keep going after it. Now, some of you might be out there, dang it, I never got my license. I quit. I didn't do it. I want you to have that belief in yourself, to weather the storm when it gets ugly before you get, again, to these words, your greatness. Confidence is this thing that we can cultivate in ourselves. And yes, failure is going to happen in that dip. How you persist through that valley depends on what you tell yourself. I want to remind you, the next time that you're experiencing failure, 2 questions I want you to ask yourself. What am I here to learn, and who am I here to teach? What am I here to learn? I told you I got fired. I was the Guyana national team coach. We were coaching the women's team, getting ready to go to the World Cup qualifiers. It was amazing. Undefeated round. We're playing in front of 15,000 Trinidad and Tobago friends. Well, they weren't friends because they beat us, and then there's a story. I don't want to talk about it. The game was 2-1. We were winning. In the final minutes of the game, they tied the game, and we didn't get to go forward. I felt bummed. That was my dream. That was my goal. As I'm getting home, the president of my country calls me and says, Dr. Joseph, what a great job. What an amazing role model you were for your country. You should be so proud of yourself. And I went to bed feeling good. And in the morning, I woke up, opened the newspaper, Dr. Joseph fired. Oh, public. And I was like, but I remember, what am I here to learn? And I said to myself with the first question, if only I'd done this in the final minute. Don't stop at the first question when you're asking yourself what you're here to learn, because you just get the easy answer. You know what? Ask yourself the question 4 or 5 times. If only I'd done this in the final minutes. If only I'd done this in the third. If only... By the time I got to the 5th question, I finally got the answer that allowed me to prepare myself for the next opportunity. But equally as important is, don't rush through your failure and cover it up. Who are you here to teach? That means letting go of your hubris, your pride, sitting in that for a moment, letting go of your shame. Failure is part of the journey towards excellence. And if you haven't failed here, if you haven't had a debacle, it means you've been comfortable. It means you haven't pushed yourself, again to these words, your greatness. Failure is part of the experience, and how you choose to interpret it will set you apart from your peers. I was in a town of Iowa, a very small town. No stoplights, no Walmart, no McDonald's, nothing. And I won a national championship. There were only 2,000 people at my school, only 2,000 people in my town. I get this promotion to be the director of athletics. Whoa, in Toronto, a city of 2 million people. I missed the coordinator job, the manager job, the senior associate, director. I was in charge of one person before and a budget that ended in the word 100. No S on the end. And all of a sudden, they put me in charge of 50 people and a budget that ended in the word illions. Imposter syndrome. Anybody else? I can't do this job. Oh my God, I don't think I can do this. No, I don't want anybody to know how dumb I am. Just keep your mouth shut. Keep your mouth shut. Dr. Joseph, what would you think about the FF&E as I sit in the meeting? I'd be like, let me consult my stakeholders and get back to you. Google, Google, Google. I remember looking at the budget and like, okay, do brackets mean you have money or you don't have money? Why don't somebody put a negative sign there? I felt it. I felt the pressure of it. But you know what? I'm going to get my groove back. I know how to be confident. I wrote the book on this. I have the TED Talk on this. And Stella, I'm going to get my groove back. I'm going to do something that I'm good at. I'm going to coach soccer. I'm not the 1, I'm not the 2. I'm the 6-time coach of the year. And so I start coaching soccer, volunteering at my university. And in the first 2 weeks, I lost more games than my first 5 years combined. People are like, I told you you can't win here. This is why they call this school Rye High. Nobody can win here. You better go back. You don't belong. You don't deserve this job. And I started to believe it. And out of the woodwork one day, as I'm sitting at the quad around, there's some pine trees, I hear this voice from the bushes. Coach Mann. I look over, and a Caribbean specimen of a man ripples out. Black Thor, I call him. You know those young whippersnippers with the shirts too tight? Pretend this isn't round, but Kong. Oh my God. He was rippled. He said, Coach Mann, I read The Secret. I put it on my dream board. I saw your TED Talk. I want to help you win a championship. What's your name? Kyle. Come on along, Kyle. Kyle shows up to the field the next day. Ripple, 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 ripple. Black blur. Usain Bolt lightning goes down the field. He kicks the ball. Boom. Guess what? He's terrible. He's a donkey. I got catfished. I really did. Okay, maybe he's good in the air. I see him head the ball. Boom! It's like an octagon on his head. You don't know what corner he's going to hit. Like, why did you forsake me, Lord? I was so hopeful. He looks at me with these puppy dog brown eyes. Coach, did I make the team? And I'm a coward. I don't have the heart. Why don't you become our equipment manager? He shines things, he carries things, he washes things, he gets in there, he works really hard, he trains all summer, he puts in the work, he's in the weight room, he's getting it, and he tries out the next fall. And after his dogged effort and his persistence and his willingness to hear the feedback, guess what? He still didn't make it. Ain't no happy ever after story, folks. You're guaranteed nothing in life. That sucks. No matter how hard we work, nothing is guaranteed. There's somebody always coming for you. But he says, you know what? I'm going to ask for feedback because high performers ask for feedback. Coach, what do I got to do to make this team? I said, Kyle, I got a stud here, the best player yet, and waiting in the wings, this third player is even better. I only need 2. I got 3. It's almost impossible to make this team. What does Kyle hear? You're saying there's a chance. Confident people interpret feedback differently. Thank God he doesn't try it again. Finally, we're making some progress. But I need 1 player. I sent her back. I said, call up my coach in Scarborough. Say, can you send me somebody? He's like, yeah, I got somebody. He sends me 3. I'm sitting in the sun, and I can see these guys walking towards me slowly. I see them. And all of a sudden, the guy in the middle is, guess who? Oh, you've been this story before? What's happening here? Yes. I'm like, I don't want to cut him again, but he's there. We give everybody a chance in Canada. Taxes and opportunities, that's what we got. 50 people down to 30, he's still there. 30 down to 12, he's still there. Down to the final 3, he's there. After 4 years, guess what? He still doesn't make it. I wanted a Rudy happily ever after. Let's carry him off the field. No. We get on the bus. I'm like, I don't want to tell all 3 of you guys right there, you're looking at us. We're going to get on the bus and we're going to play a team. Before I cross the border, I get ready to ring the guy that made the team. Ring, 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 ring. Coach Mann, I made the team. I called the wrong guy by accident. And I have a mental lapse. Blah, blah, blah. We'd like to take a longer look at you, Kyle. Join us at this other town. Click. My sister's like, what is wrong with you? What am I going to say? Prank call? I called you by accident, Kyle. Sorry, boop, bye. I'm only human. We play Syracuse. We don't smell the goal. And to add insult to injury, head injury, out for the year. Oh my gosh. We bounce back, we play Hartwick, we win that game 2-1, a costly victory, knee injury for 2 weeks. Okay, I got one other guy, I got somebody else. We play the night before we're supposed to play, food poisoning. I got nobody. Who am I gonna put in the game? A guy that's there by accident. But I throw him in with some strong words of encouragement, like only a sports psychologist can. Don't screw this up. And he goes in there and he plays like a man possessed. Black blur of lightning, slides, takes the ball and sings it off the line. Body's coming off him as he protects the goal. Like Gandalf, no man shall pass. In the final minutes, I see his eyes light up. I see him run, I see him jump. I hold, he hangs, bam, off his forehead into the goal, 1-0. They carry him off the court. Oh my gosh. In my 28-year coaching career, I've only had 1 undefeated season. It happened to be the first time our Ryerson University team won the national championship. Guess who my starting center back was? Kyle. What is the moral of that very long-winded story, folks? Thank you for not saying, what a poor judge of talent you are. If there was anybody that should have told Kyle he wasn't good enough, it was the guy with the blah, 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 6-time Coach of the Year credentials. What I want to remind you is, who do you give your power away to? Who do you let dissuade you from your goals, your dreams, your hopes and aspirations? How many times has somebody come at you and just been negative and toxic? You can't do this, you're right, and you listen. Get away from those people who will tear you down. The ex-husbands, the ex-wives, the old boyfriends, the old girlfriends, some cubicle mate, some guy from Loblaw, some guy from the grocery store, somebody you don't know, some stranger on the sidewalk. Stop it. They will take away that thing that makes you special. You'll start to believe them. And they'll influence your behaviors and your actions. And they will spiral you down. And you'll stop putting up your hand. You'll stop saying, I can. You'll be afraid to make mistakes. Those people are toxic to you and will limit your ability to achieve your greatness. And if you're thinking about that person right now, what are you going to do about it? And sometimes it's hard to leave a comfortable place. Put up a boundary. Put up some parameters. Be kind to your future self. They're negative and toxic. We all make mistakes. What are you going to do about it? Watch a professional athlete the next time they make a mistake. They point, they snap, they clap. These are centering exercises meant to disrupt the negative talk. There's enough people telling me I got the job because I'm black. You got the job because you're a woman. You're not do the job as good as I can. I'm better than you. Stop that negative self-talk. It will spiral you down. And you'll, again, lose that thing that makes you special. You didn't get there by accident. Replace that negativity with a positive statement, an affirmation, a statement of belief about who you are. Muhammad Ali, I am the greatest. Boom! When I'm feeling overwhelmed, when I got that job, when I had imposter syndrome and wanted to hit my easy button and get back to Staples, oh man, you know what? I can do this. I am the captain of my ship and the master of my fate. Taken from Nelson Mandela. I can do hard things. Nobody outworks me. I can learn anything. What we tell ourselves, we become. Remind yourself, when you're feeling low, when you don't think you got this, hey, I can do this. There's a reason my book is called You Got This, because I was like, okay, I can't do this. Stop it. Ivan, you got this. Over and over again. How else can you build confidence? A letter to yourself, a personal brag sheet. Dear Dr. J, congratulations on choosing the right woman to marry. You set a goal of getting your PhD before the age of 40. Home run. You wanted to go to the Olympic qualifiers. You did it. I needed to remind myself when I'm in a place where I knew I've got the promotion, I don't think I can do it, out comes that letter. When I was a vice president, that letter came out. When I was a director of athletics, that letter came out. When I got my first faculty job, that letter came out over and over again. Write yourself a letter and read it when you're in trouble, when you're feeling like you're not good enough. Take your affirmations and post them by your wall, by your mirror. Put them in your phone. Make it a part of your daily routine. You also have a responsibility and an obligation to build the confidence in others. Catch them when they're good. Famous sports psychologist called Colleen Hacker said, hey, if we ignore when people make mistakes and just praise the behavior we want, we engender trust and loyalty. They feel good, and the behavior still happens. Work at that. And say, hey, thanks for being on time. Hey, I love when this happens. As a parent out there, it looks like this in the house. Foghorn Leghorn coming at you right now. I do declare, Chicken Littles, gather round, gather round. Joseph Chitlins, I say gather round the dishwasher. I have an announcement to make. Okay, it's like, someone has put their dish in the dishwasher. There's a miracle that happened here today. The kids are like, oh. Last and certainly not least, I want to remind you when you're worn out, when you're tired, hope and optimism comes from this magic elixir, the neurotransmitter dopamine. And as we get past age of 28, we become less gritty and less resilient. So stimulate it in yourselves. How? Relationships, relationships, relationships. Not Facebook friends, not Instagram likes. Your ride or die. The Barney to your Rubble, the Thelma to your Louise, that person who's got your back and loves you unconditionally. When you pick up the phone, an hour and a half goes by. Don't do nothing when you're worn out or tired. Do hobbies that make time fly. Csikszentmihalyi calls this flow. Hobbies that make time fly when you're locked in the zone. For me, it's whitewater canoeing or kayaking. Last and certainly not least, nobody does anything great alone. Meaning, thank a mentor. Somebody who opened the door for you, who gave you wise guidance and wise counsel. If you thank a mentor, you spike your dopamine levels 9 to 30 times. In fact, if you come back 30 days later, still elevated levels of dopamine in your system. Let's end with where we started. Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes. Those of you who see things differently. Don't be fond of rules out there. Challenge the status quo. And yes, people are going to ignore you. They're going to vilify you. Don't let them change you. Be the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world. If you only took one thing from this talk today, folks, take this. Believe in yourself, and the rest of the world will too. Congratulations.
That was fantastic. Yeah. Right. Dr. Joseph, thank you very much for sharing your wise words with our graduates. Thank you.
We now come to the conferring of degrees. For our graduates joining us virtually via live stream, please proceed to the curated virtual degree conferral experience we have prepared. For our graduates here in Indianapolis, please stand or otherwise signify your presence when your degree is called, and remain standing until all degrees have been called and conferred. Once all degrees are conferred, we will then call graduates forward individually to recognize their accomplishments. Will the candidates for American College of Education's Doctor of Education programs please rise? President Highland, on behalf of the faculty, I am pleased to present to you the candidates for the Doctor of Education degrees. They have satisfied all requirements for the degree, and my colleagues and I are honored to recommend them to you.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of American College of Education, I am pleased to confer upon the degree of Doctor of Education with all rights and privileges appertaining thereto. Congratulations. We have now conferred all degrees represented here today. Please be seated so that we can begin the process of recognizing each of you individually with the formal ceremony of hooding. The marshal will alert you when it is time to rise. As the marshal dismisses your row, please make your way to the stage using the stairs to your left.
The following graduates are receiving a Doctor of Education in Curriculum and Instruction. Hidayah El-Amin. Congratulations, Dr. El-Amin. Dr. Hafsat Alaka. Dr. Valerie Algi. Dr. Jeremy Borkowski. Dr. Karen Dempsey. Dr. Meredith Dotson. Dr. Denise Duffus. Dr. Minda Elfis Bachman. Dr. Kimberly Ferroli. Dr. Karen Frank. Dr. Walter Nino Filippo Galliano, Jr. Dr. Jennifer George. Dr. Allison Germain. Dr. Tina Gibson Propes. Dr. Michelle Griffin. Dr. Keisha Handy. Dr. Danielle Harper. Dr. Devin Hyber. Dr. Othandra Hicks. Dr. Felicia Hill. Dr. Santrice Hines. Dr. Sarah Johns. Dr. Alexis Lauderdale. Dr. Chelsea Lemming. Dr. Katie Malcolm. Dr. Naka McGee. Dr. Heidi Miracle. Dr. Kimberly Mitchell. Dr. Tammy Monty. From Jamaica, Dr. Lisa Morgan. Dr. Amy Nelson. Dr. Katia Nieves. Dr. Pamela Noble. Dr. Danielle Peterson. From India, Dr. Shiny Puvadan. Dr. Megha Sagarwala. Dr. Lisbeth Samaniego. Dr. Jamie Staler. Dr. Kimberly O'Connor Stockton. Dr. Alyssa Stewart. Dr. Jeanette Wallstrom. Dr. Asong Galame Weaver. Dr. Kim Zamory Seth. Congratulations to our Doctor of Education and Curriculum Instruction graduates. The following graduates are receiving a Doctor of Education in Instructional Technology. Dr. April Latoya Elizabeth London Allen. Dr. Nicole DeMarco Avina. Dr. Kelsey Barton. Dr. Albert Bryant. Dr. Amanda Chapman. Dr. Kelsey Silseski. Dr. Ellen DeLisi. Dr. Victoria Dreyer. Dr. Javier Flores. Dr. Dieva Foster. Dr. Sarah Gaines. Dr. Kathy Garneau. Dr. Daniel Goomerang. Dr. Jennifer Jones. Dr. Liliana Lemos. Dr. Brenna Lloyd. Dr. Larissa Marie Morales. Dr. Asma Muhammad. Dr. Tanya Ospitali. Dr. Amanda Pierman. Dr. Cyprian Pungong. Dr. Michelle Redder. Dr. Valerie Rivera Santana. Congratulations to our Doctor of Education in Instructional Technology graduates. The following graduates are receiving a Doctor of Education in Leadership. Dr. Margie Aguilar. Dr. Dane Albrandt. Dr. Emerson Allen, Jr. Dr. Corey Ames. Dr. Derek Anderson. Dr. Belinda Benner. Dr. Sean Bettinger. Dr. Nicole Boujaber Diedericks. Dr. Shanae Bowman. Dr. Levi Bringold. Dr. Suavelyn Brown. Dr. William Brown. Dr. Tina Bryan. Dr. Tina Kane. Dr. Michelle Calkins. Dr. Julia Canty Warwick. Dr. Georgette Clinton. Dr. Mary Colon. Dr. Ed Rena Davis Abram. Dr. Vanessa de Armas. Dr. Rukia Dechen Ruiz. Dr. Lisa Esteves. Dr. Diana Frisky. Dr. Jacqueline Gergis. Dr. Christy Graham. Dr. Lee Sean Graham. Dr. Elizabeth Gray. Dr. Jane Gredvig. Dr. Heidi Geary. Dr. Shannon Eileen Hadley. Dr. Helen Herring. Dr. Michelle Humphrey. Dr. Arnella Jenkins Williams. Dr. Kimberly Jensen. Dr. Ellen Marie Ketchajulu. Dr. Tanya Kelly. Dr. Jasmine Kessler. Dr. Victoria Kogan. Dr. Eric Cutts. Dr. Helen Lundy. Dr. Rose Maria Martinez. Dr. Mozine Nisha Mastan Oliveira. Dr. Jacqueline McAllister. Dr. Gregory McCarty. Dr. Shanita McCassler. Dr. Melanie Meyer. Dr. Catherine Miedema Dominguez. Dr. Kawana Moffett. Dr. Michael Moffett. Dr. Michael Morrow Fox. Dr. Sandra Murray. Dr. Elizabeth Kristen Newman Lake. Dr. Trong Nguyen. Dr. Michelle Osteen. Dr. Tracy Oliver. Dr. Pamela Owens. First generation, Dr. Jasmine Pasmino. Dr. Dale Pierce. Dr. Marcia Perozzo. First generation from India,
Dr. Vandana Palliarikal Ramachandran, that's me.
Dr. Marines Ramos. Dr. John Sears. First generation, Dr. Stephanie Smith. Dr. Tiffany Smits. Dr. Gregory Square. Dr. Sarah Thompson. Dr. Jeff Thornburg. Dr. Eliana Vasileva. Dr. Michelle Walden. Dr. Deidre Walker. Dr. Heather White. Dr. Jennifer White. First generation, Dr. Michelle White. Dr. Melanie Zenisak. Dr. Scotty Landry. Congratulations to our Doctor of Education and Leadership graduates. The following graduates are receiving a Doctor of Education in Public Health Education. Dr. Michael Avery Fox. Dr. Jamin Johnson. Congratulations to our Doctor of Education and Public Health Education graduates. The following graduates are receiving a Doctor of Education in Second Language Instruction. Dr. Suzanne Keller. Dr. Angie Melissa Ramirez Han. Congratulations to our Doctor of Education and Second Language Instruction graduates.
Earning a doctoral degree is an extraordinary achievement, reflecting your uncommon ability, vision, and determination. Today's commencement marks a major milestone in your life. You now join a distinguished group of alumni who've earned the designation doctor. With your new degree and title, you also now have a responsibility to continue to serve your communities and positively contribute to society. American College of Education serves those who serve others, and as doctors of education in your respective fields, this mission is now your mission. As we close our ceremony, we hope that you will truly celebrate today with your family and friends and create memories to hold for the rest of your life. There will never be another day quite like this one. We have been delighted to share this occasion with you, and we look forward to what your future holds. Please join me once again in congratulating American College of Education's class of 2024. Immediately following this afternoon's ceremony, please join us upstairs in the Egyptian room for light refreshments and socializing with faculty, staff, friends, and family for your very first alumni reception. Thank you all for attending. This concludes our doctoral hooding ceremony. Please remain seated until the candidates, faculty, and platform party have recessed, and we look forward to continuing the celebration in the Egyptian room.